So you have mad spasms when you're working with exponents. So that can help you remember the rules. Now there are more advanced applications of previous rules. So I want to go over those because we can combine all of these things together. So I'm just going to write here, more advanced applications of previous rules. Okay. So there's one that's called power of a product. Okay, so what is that? Well, if we have a product, and we'll call that A times B, and all of that is being raised to the power m. What that's telling us to do is, remember we have an exponent on our A of 1 and our exponent on our B of 1. So there's two exponents right here. They're just not written in because A to the 1 is A. So this is going to be the same as A to the m B to the m. Okay, so note this is simply power to a power. It's what we had done before. So you could put that in a little note to self. Note. It's just that our power that's on the outside has two things it has to go to instead of one, like what we did up here. Okay, and so, well, let's see what this looks like now with something that we might encounter in algebra. Okay, so we have negative 4 AB. Let's make that b to the 4th. And this is all being raised to the 3rd power. Okay? So what we need to remember with this is that just like in this one here, that m went through to the a exponent of a to the 1 and b to the 1. Remember here we have an exponent of 1, we have an exponent of 1 right there. So that exponent distributes to all of our exponents. What you have to be careful for is this negative. We want to treat this negative 4 as an integer, because otherwise we might end up getting the wrong sign. Okay, so when we do this, we end up having negative 4 to the 3rd times a to the 3rd times b to the, well, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? And so then this is going to end up being negative because it's negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. So that's going to be negative 4 times 16, which I didn't figure out ahead of time. Okay, so that gives us negative 64, a to the third, and b to the 12th. Okay, so then we also have a power of a quotient. Okay, so with the power of a quotient, again, we're going to have something, we're dividing. So we're going to have a divided by b, all raised to the m power. Okay, well, this is just very similar to power of a power again. We have to remember that there's an exponent here of 1 and an exponent here of 1. So that just distributes through. So that's going to give us a to the m divided by b to the m. Okay? Note to self again, this is just a repeat of what we've already learned. This is simply power to a power. And just to remember, when we have a power to a power, we multiply our exponents. Okay, so let's see what this looks like with something that you might find algebraically in your homework or classwork. Okay, so I'm going to have x squared divided by 3, all raised to the third power. Okay, so according to my rule, that would mean that I'm going to multiply 2 times 3. So in my numerator, I'm going to get x to the 6th. And in my denominator, I'm going to get 3 to the 3rd. Just remember, there's an exponent of 1 right there. So if I'm going to simplify that all out, that's going to give me x to the 6th divided by 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3, which is 27. Okay, so not quite done yet. We have some special properties of powers. There are 2 special properties of powers that we need to go over to make sure that we have it. So let's put that